want to be this guy? Don't lie, of course you do. You want to be the real-life Tony Stark, the Techno King, the man who can crash the crypto market with a single meme and spend $44 billion on a whim just because he didn't like the moderation policy. You see the rockets landing in reverse. You see the net worth that looks like a phone number, including the country code. You see the legions of fanboys who treat your tweets like gospel from the mount. But that's not the job, that's the brochure. The reality is a sleep-deprived, back-breaking, lawsuit-riddled nightmare where your brain never shuts off. And literally everyone wants something from you. Congratulations, you are now Elon Musk. Buckle up, buttercup. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. You wake up at 6 a.m. or maybe it's 2 p.m. You don't know because you didn't sleep in a mansion. You slept under a desk at the Fremont factory because the Model Y production line is stalled again. Your back hurts, your neck hurts. You grab your phone, this is your first mistake. Most people wake up to a good morning text. You wake up to a crisis always. Your brain doesn't work like a normal person's. You don't filter thoughts. You just emit them. You have Asperger's, which you've mentioned publicly, meaning social cues are optional and empathy is strictly calculated. You down a caffeine-free Diet Coke, your breakfast of champions, and check the stock market. Tesla is down 4%. Why? Because you smoked weed on a podcast 3 years ago. No, because the wind blew slightly to the left. You walk onto the factory floor. This is your happy place, and by happy place, I mean the place where you terrorize engineers into doing the impossible. You operate on first principles, thinking, this means you ignore everything everyone has ever learned about manufacturing and insist on building a car out of stainless steel because it looks cool in SCI-FI movies. Remember the Cybertruck window? The unbreakable glass, yeah, it broke live in front of the entire planet. Do you feel that? That's your cortisol level spiking enough to kill a horse, but you have to laugh it off. People think being a CEO is about signing papers. For you, it's about micromanagement on a macro scale. You know the part number of every screw in the Falcon 9. You know the weld tolerance of the Starship. If a sensor is failing, you don't call a manager. You go down there and stare at the welder until it's fixed. And if someone tells you it can't be done, you fire them immediately. No severance, no goodbye cake. You are running a mission to save consciousness. Not a daycare. Feelings are inefficient. Then there's SpaceX, the crown jewel. The thing that actually matters here. The stakes aren't just money. If you screw up here, astronauts die or worse. You look stupid. Have you ever watched your own net worth explode in the atmosphere? You have multiple times you preached that failure is an option. But when Starship IFT-1 spins out of control, you have to tweet congrats to the team, while internally screaming into a void deeper than space itself. Let's rewind for a second. Remember 2008, you had divorced your wife. Tesla was bankrupt. SpaceX had failed 3 launches. And you were sleeping on a friend's couch. You were days away from losing everything. That trauma that never leaves. That's why you work 120 hours a week. You think money fixed that anxiety. Cute money just scaled the anxiety. Now instead of worrying about rent, you worry about the FAA grounding your fleet or China banning your cars. Personal life. What personal life? You have roughly a dozen children with names that sound like Wi-Fi passwords. You love them theoretically, but can you schedule intimacy in 5-minute slots between a Raptor engine test and a call with the Pentagon? No, so you don't. Other billionaires buy islands and retire. Bezos has a yacht the size of a country. Gates reads books. You decide that running 2 multi-billion-dollar companies isn't painful enough. You need more pain. You need a bird app. So you buy Twitter. Why? Because you love free speech, or because your tweets weren't getting enough likes. You walk in with a sink. Let that sink in. Get it? It's a dad joke. A $44 billion dad joke. First order of business fire, everyone. The coder's gone. The janitor's gone. The HR department incinerated. You sleep on the floor of the headquarters. You wear the same t-shirt for 3 days. You are convinced that woke sleeper agents are hiding in the server room. Advertisers flee the site. Breaks. Users are screaming at you. Do you apologize? No. You double down. You tell the biggest companies on earth to go off themselves. Live on stage. Is this 4D chess or is this a mental breakdown televised globally? Even you don't know anymore. You rename the most recognizable brand in the world to a letter X. It sounds like a villain's lair or a divorce settlement. Everyone hates it. You don't care. You are the main character of reality, and everyone else is just an NPC. Now let's talk about the heat. Being rich used to be cool. Now you are a lightning rod. The left hates you, the right uses you. The SEC wants to find you. The European Union is sending you threatening letters. You can't go to a coffee shop. You can't walk down the street. You have stalkers tracking your private jet. Your security detail costs more than the GDP of a small island nation. You are a prisoner of your own fame. And how do you spend your precious free time? Do you enjoy your wealth? No. You argue with Cat Turd 2 on X about conspiracy theories at 4A. You have the resources to cure diseases, but you are currently winning a meme war against a teenager. So look at your life again. You might be broke, you might hate your boss. Your car might be a 2005 Honda Civic, but guess what? When you go home, you can turn your phone off. Nobody cares what you think. You can sleep, Elon can never turn it off. The machine needs him to feed it. He's the richest man in the world, but he's also the poorest man in terms of peace. So enjoy your anonymity, enjoy your boredom. It's a luxury you can't afford to buy. Being Elon Musk isn't a dream, it's a job, and frankly the pay sucks.